Alrighty guys, welcome back to Bow Disciples. In today's video, I want to give you some tips and tricks on hunting in other states that have helped me and my dad be successful throughout the years. Step one is going to be simply set a goal to hunt out of state. Maybe you have a state that really, for some reason, sticks out to you as a state that you would like to go to. Say Nevada, for example. Set that goal, pick a year and say, this is the year I'm going to go and hunt deer or elk or whatever, and do what it takes to try to make that happen, whether it's starting to put in for points or just learning about the area. If it's an OTC tag, learn what you need to do to make that goal happen. Step number two, once you've accomplished the goal of getting a tag and committing to go hunt, then you're going to be in the research and gathering information phase. Let's take Utah for example, where this year I went and harvested a beautiful 6x6 bull elk on an over-the-counter tag in an area I had never been before. So I knew my dad and I wanted to go hunt elk and do an over-the-counter hunt, and we knew a couple guys that had been to a certain area in Utah, so we were able to commit to an area and then ask them for some first-hand knowledge of that area. Now, when I say knowledge, it's not necessarily hunting knowledge. Usually once we're in an area, we can do our own research and do a pretty effective job of hunting the area. But some of the things that I would ask somebody who's hunted an area you plan to go to are things like, where to camp? Can I drive these roads on a truck? Can I drive them on a Polaris Ranger? Will a motorcycle work? Will a bike work? Is this an area I can glass? Will I be sitting tree stands? You need to learn all these things the best you can from somebody who's been there, and then use that information while you're packing and heading out to the area. This is very important and will really help you on your out-of-state hunting trip. Step number three is going to be the online research phase. So you've picked an area, you've had a friend help you out and give you some information. Now it's time to do some research on your own, utilizing the internet. A couple things you can do right out the gate are hop on Onyx and start looking at the terrain and seeing areas that you think might be good based on the map. Also, if your friend's willing, they might even give you a couple waypoints of trails or areas where they've seen animals, and you could start there and then kind of work by elimination beyond that. Another option, you possibly could look at forums. I'm not a huge forum guy. It's usually just a lot of negativity, but you could go that route. Another option that I kind of like, so you could see caliber animals that people typically put down if you're interested in that sort of thing, is to look at Instagram location tags for the area you plan to hunt. It can take a bit of scrolling, but sometimes you can find other hunters and pictures of their success stories, and heck, you might even be able to slide in the DMs and get some information from somebody who possibly lives there or at least knows the area really well. Step number four is going to be the packing phase. So now you've done your planning, you've gotten info from a friend, you've done online research, you have an area picked out. Now you got to start packing. For me personally, I've been hunting out of state for, this will be my 22nd year hunting in a different state when January runs around. So over that amount of time, I've worked with my dad on creating a packing list that we've refined over the years and changed as technology has changed and as our gear changes. So start making a list or find someone who has a list, get a copy of that and go down the checklist. Another thing I'd recommend is bring pop-up blinds, tree stands, gear to do spot and stalk. You just never know what you're going to come into until you're in an area hitting the ground every day. So make sure that you don't put all your eggs in the stocking basket and then wish you had a pop-up blind or a tree stand, or you only bring a tree stand and you wish you brought your stalking gear. So bring everything so that way whatever curveball the hunt throws at you, you're prepared for it. Another thing I'd really recommend if you're hunting out of state and a long ways away from home is to bring an extra bow and an extra release. Also, bring lots of arrows. Make sure that you bring a target and you can practice in camp, and just you're doing all the things necessary to make sure that you're not out in the field unable to execute a shot because you don't have a bow, release, or enough arrows. Step number five is going to be the drive phase. You're going to have a lot of time in the truck and a lot of time to kill. During this time, I highly recommend thoroughly going through the state's hunting regulations so you make sure that you don't make a dumb mistake because you didn't know a certain rule in another state. That's a very good use of your time, and I highly recommend that you do it. Step number six is the hunting phase. You've made it to a new state, you found your camp, and you're ready to go. Make sure that you're out there hitting it hard every day, not making excuses, and pushing yourself to the limit. It's gonna be hard, it's gonna be foreign, but I promise you it is an awesome experience. Especially that first year when it's uncomfortable and you don't know the area, that's my absolute favorite. Then year number 2, year number 3, if you decide to do that same trip again, you're gonna have more knowledge and hopefully become more and more successful. But I really urge you guys to enjoy the struggle of that first year and use it for every little ounce of learning that you can get from it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.